market capable, I think, of doing just about anything, and certainly something we need to keep track of and see what's going on. And sometimes you get days like today where futures don't really go much of anywhere, but you go and look over at the gold market, for instance, which yesterday the December gold opened at 2684.6, closed at 2669.7. That's really a significant change in that market. Now, it's made most of those gains back, I think 2680.7 in the overnight session. And everything happening in those markets, I think, might actually be a little bit more, I don't know if the volatile is the correct word, but we might get better movement in one market than we get in another. And while we've seen the S&P kind of dropping off a little bit at the beginning of October, when we look at the way that gold performed on October 1st, opened at 2656.1. By the end of the day, it was 2690. There's always a market out there for you. The big challenge that you are faced with as a trader is how to keep track of all these markets. And the beautiful thing about what we do at DTI here is that we've got people who look at these markets and really get into them. What GC contract are we on? It should be on the December gold if you're trading futures. I think from the options standpoint, there might be a few contracts in between now and then. But the futures contract would be December for both gold and for silver, if I'm not mistaken. And in fact, even for crude. I don't know how many of you are following the crude market. That's interesting. We got some things going on with the OPEC. I think, is it next week we've got an OPEC meeting? It's coming up pretty soon. I remember looking at it on my list of news events. So there's a lot of different functioning parts, and our job of traders is to find those parts that work best for us. And I know that Tom's going to be talking about that as he goes through the presentation tonight. So for those of you who are newly come in, if you could let us know where you're logging in from, give us a little tidbit of what's going on in your part of the world. That lets us know that you are able to hear me, which means you will be able to hear Tom when he starts talking. I see, Adam, that we've got our YouTube group coming on. So we are both on YouTube and on Zoom. Is that correct? And let's see. And we got Louisville, Charlotte, we got Washington, Monroe, Washington. Great to hear from you guys out there. Seattle, also in Washington. So we got people coming in from all over the place. New Jersey, Colorado. We got Memphis in the house. Get some barbecue going on a little bit later. And New Orleans. Oof. Y'all are making me hungry now. I might have to go back for a second helping. Mount Hood, Oregon. I love Mount Hood. That is a beautiful mountain. 72 degrees and sunny. Oof. Tell you what, Todd, you need to take a bike up to the top of that mountain. Just jump on and just go straight down. Is it the east side where you have that nice long straightaway? Coming in from Greenville, Texas. Yeah, so we got people from all over the place joining us tonight. I know that all of y'all are interested in what's happening with our markets, and I hope many of you are interested in what's going on in the metals market, because as I look at the metals market, particularly gold, made that high towards the end of September, really dropped off as they were closing out the month and showing a little bit of momentum October 1st, pulling back a little bit on the 2nd. We'll see where they go on the 3rd. Keep in mind 2708.7. I believe that's the all-time high for that contract. And we'll see where we can go on that one. Big curves on the way down. thought the curves were on the west side. I suppose it depends on which road you're taking out of the mountain. It's been a while since I've been there, though. Irvine, California. There you go. So we got the East Coast, the West Coast, the Midwest. Haven't seen too many Northerners jumping in. The Midwest crowd joining us at some point. And I see Tom has joined in. Nice,
Hey
pretty
Chuck,
picture
how you
there.
doing?
I'm doing great, Tom. You look like you're having a great time.
Yeah, I tell you, I do feel pretty good. I feel real good. I was reviewing the presentation, and I did not realize until you say things a year ago or whatever, and you don't realize the impact of your thinking at the time of how valuable certain markets can be. And this is one market we're going to talk about tonight, the gold market. Okay. And I think that what got my attention, and I asked this question before I get started. Uh, who remembers or who bought and still owns a company called CDE, a small gold company, CDE? I asked that question, Chuck, because it was one of about seven, okay? And at the time, it was $4.19. Tonight, it's about seven, been up as high as 7.72. And I remember telling people, I said, I think the stock, is going to make it to seven, 7.5, or whatever. Well, I think there's more to go, and I'll talk about that tonight. But I got to thinking when I was going and reviewing all the slides, how neat it would be to take some of these small price gold stocks on this next leg and really do some good for everybody over the next quarter. So anyway, I'll talk about that when we get started. But yeah, the slide does say it says 8 p.m. now. It did say 8 a.m. Eastern. I want to remind everybody, I'm going to do something first. YouTube only on Friday at the unemployment report. Okay. Okay. And I think that it'd be fun if you're there. I'll show you some stuff. Okay. And we'll try to make some money together. That'd be the plan. So everybody doing well. And Chuck, I've been listening to you while I was going through everything. And I think the market's at an interesting point as we kick off October with you got the strike going on, and I heard you referring to Alabama docks and how that is sort of I guess playing into the nation's thinking. But what really got me, do I have anybody here from North Carolina? Anybody from North Carolina? What really got me was I saw some pictures today, and wow, I mean, it does remind me of Katrina, and I mean, I guess the wind, the rain, and the storms and everything just gave way. It's pretty devastating what's going on, not only there but Georgia and other places. Valdosta, Georgia, really, I guess got a lot of the activity. So you don't know until you see it and you say, "Wow." And Rob says he's got a son in Asheville, and it's terrible. Yeah, I've got a cousin lives up there, and I understand. Okay, that's what you gotta worry about. But I want to get into tonight's presentation. Hope everybody's doing fine. What I've designed is something unique from a standpoint. Uh, it'll be over the next 3 months, and we'll take advantage of what I think's really good. Okay, really good. Okay. So again, remind everybody, get signed up for YouTube. YouTube on Friday morning. We'll get after it. Okay. Now we started a new month, and the new months are always interesting at DTI because there's a key number that we all focus on when we start that month, and that month's key number this year is in October is 5785. You might write that number down. That's a key metric that we'll be using. For the first 2 days, we've been up as high as 5830, and for the low is 5724 going into tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll get the third leg of our 3-day algo, and we'll be ready to rock and roll prior to Friday, the big report. So that's the way I see it. And I think there's a lot of opportunity if you pay attention. So let me get into this and we'll get going. Now, will 2025 be the year of the precious metals? Well, if you stop right now, don't go any further, you'd have to say, with gold making a low in Valentine's Day, I know that because I remember talking about before Valentine's Day happened, it was in one of its little declines, and the high we made last week at 2708, that was our target. And I do think it's the year of the precious metals. And that's what gave me the idea for leg two. Leg two sometimes can be the most fun because you got a trend in place embedded and you can really take advantage of it. Now, how many of you want to do that? Let me ask that. I want to make sure I'm talking to the right crowd tonight because I've got a plan. It's right here. And that plan lays out a portfolio that we can take advantage of over the next 90 days. So put on your calendar if you want to be part of it. It's 10 o'clock tomorrow when I lay it out. Okay, 10 o'clock tomorrow. Now, risk involved in trading, always risk involved in trading. Past performance is not indicative of future results. For those that don't know me, if you're new, I'm a former Air Force officer, active trader since the 70s, former member of the Chicago Mercantile Exchange, author of 3 books, and I've worked with students since 1996, almost a lifetime of working with students. At DTI, we help you master the markets through education, training, and experience. In my opinion, the last quarter is my best quarter. And I say that based on a lot of years of talking about it. Chuck Crow was the one that identified it about 15 years ago when he said he went to all my things that I did, trade-wise and all that, and said, Tom, you're really strong in October, November, December. And so, you go through the year, you kick off the first part of the year, you slow down, you get through the summer, and now we're there. We're in the zone of trading, we'll call it October, November, December, and we're going to have a lot of fun together. Now, Seven Sisters update. Market's up at about 19% on E-mini. NASDAQ's up 17.8. Dow's up 12. The DAX, Europe's up 14. Gold is the lead force as we start out the month of October, 29%. Crude is down 1. Bonds are flat. My 10 tickers of the week this week, there's the numbers. That's what we're looking at. DJT keeps flirting with the 1655. Tonight it's about 1583. Gold at 248.55. We're close, but not yet. Silver is starting to move. I traded silver today in the afternoon a couple times. 30.55, QQQ 494.55, and the SPY at 575.55. CVX was headed down, but now with the news out of the Middle East, it's sort of been marked up a little bit. Now, here's the stocks. If you remember this presentation, last year about this time, about October, I started talking about the precious metal hotties. Yeah, we got gold, GLD and SLV and Wheaton, WPM, GDX, Newmont. Ego was a stock that was new for me last year. URA, Nugget. Now here's where the money is this last quarter on the right-hand side. Sand, back then it was about 5. KGC, about 5. EQX, about 5. AMY, about 5. AG, about 5. Now look at those prices to the right. Everybody see that? What if I told you in the next 3 to 6 months, there's a chance these prices here on the right-hand side will double, maybe triple from where they are right now. Anybody interested in participating in this run? I went through it tonight. I put it together. I'll share the information with you tomorrow, but I'm pretty excited about it after seeing those stocks, and that's where the money to be made is over the next 3 to 6 months. Pretty interesting. Now, in January, that special briefing letter, we know to focus on gold in the coming months, right on point. Even said that by Valentine's Day, and I want to say this, and a lot of people hear me say that, but they didn't hear me say it back then. Who heard me say that gold would bottom on Valentine's Day in January? And then you go look at a chart. Laurel, Dave, all these people heard me say that because that was the cycle we're in. Folks, when it comes to gold, I've been following it for a lot of years. I don't trade it every day, don't trade it every week, don't trade it every month. But when it gets hot, and it's hot, we got to be there. Since then, gold has surged. My students might have taken full advantage, not just owning gold with a dozen active trades along the way. Here's a few of them. A GLD trade, made about 19% on that one. Oh, how many times have we traded GLD? GDX, 28% return on that one. PAAS, this is a silver play, 56% return on that. I remember that one. That was on a Sunday night. I said, folks, the PAAS is about to run. And we got on it and rode that horse that week. I remember. Woo, yeah. Laura said she booked over $3,584 in profits on precious metal trades. Still going strong. Wouldn't been any of those gold positions, other precious metals, if I hadn't brought it to her attention. She listens. Rhonda said, made 50, learning slowly but surely on the right track. Today, I got one thing to make sure you understand. If you think you missed a run on the first run, you didn't. The second leg is starting and it's kicking off here in October. Now think again. I'll show you where to enter, show you what to do, show you how to take advantage of it. Been doing it a long time. My target has been moved to 3,500 on gold. Why is it so important that it's going higher? We rose, if you remember, in a rising interest rate environment. People said, Tom, gold goes down. I said, not this year. Now we're moving to a favorable interest rate environment over the next year, and we should expect to see at least 3,500 an ounce. Now, I have a lot of physical gold, but these stocks is where it's at. Now, I might say a lot because it goes already up 30%, but you've seen these markets move when these algorithms kick in and the market moves with them. Now, nothing for gold when it starts to move. In the early 2000s, gold ran up over 530%. I told the story many times about being in front of 1,500 people in Las Vegas, Nevada on a Wednesday night. Gold was about 300 at the time. I said, folks, if you want to pay for this conference, buy about three names. Hecla Mining was one, ASA was one at the time, and boy, it went up the next 3 days. So that was the kickoff of this great run. 1,500 people heard me say that. Before that, gold had a super cycle over 1,000. This goes back to the Bunker Hunt days. At the tail end of Bunker Hunt was when I started my career. When gold gets going, it has the ability to perform like few other assets on this planet. Just like I told you in January, this cycle's here. I'm telling you today, get involved. I believe we're just getting started. We can take advantage of this second leg. You know, the markets are a little shaky. I'm looking at it tonight. I'm a little surprised the S&P's down. But guess what? It is. We're in the midst of a chaotic election, global conflict, and a desperate Fed. But what really concerns how weak the economy is underneath a bullish stock market. When the stock market pushes to all-time highs while regular people can't afford groceries, something's wrong. Shows how shaky things are. It shows up out there. We saw it in the 2000 tech bubble when companies went to all-time high to down 70% in a heartbeat. Remember what gold did during that time? It rose like a horse. I might call that horse secretary. It rose. 81% of the stock market crash of gold has gone up significantly. When the market doesn't crash, gold is set to continue to master the super cycle. And why is that? Because gold has historically gone up 100% of the time during rate cuts. That's right. When they start cutting rates, you will see gold rise. That's why before, in a rising environment, gold had a lot of air pockets. We had days that gold or weeks that gold would be down 4 or 5, 6%, and then it would snap together and come back. Now, what you're seeing, gold goes up like it did to 2708, and it doesn't pull back those big things. It just goes flat until it's ready to move again. That's the difference. That's how early we are. That's how we're going to take around. So where do you think gold when rates get down to there? If you do the math on it, that's why I believe 3,500 is in the card. I think it's a smart safety play, learning to trade it, knowing these stocks like I do. It's where the real money can be made, especially over October, November, December. In fact, after reviewing this presentation, I went to work already on a portfolio of low-price gold stocks. And I'm pretty excited about it because I've got allocation set up, and I think everybody else is going to be excited when they see it. So when I say buy CDE at 419, and I'm telling you I got 5 of them for tomorrow, pay attention. It's heating up. Like that gold trade there, 38%. Now I can teach you how to do this, and that's what tomorrow's masterclass will be about. Take a look at our track record, or my track record, trading precious metals, kicking off this year. Now, pretty strong. Take a look at this. All those trades right there. Would that heal a sick account if you could make some of those trades? Look at that. I'm not going to go through the individuals, but I want you to see it. Look at it. Ego, GLD, SLV, NEM, WPM, Hecla. Oh, that's an old one. told you about that one back in 2003. It's the real deal. 18 for 18, starting off here. About 100% accuracy on that run. I'm not saying I'll do it again, but I'm going to try. Risking 500 trade. What did it grow to? Well, guess what? It grows pretty fast at this rate of growth. Look at that, 277% return. Anybody use a 277% return over the next 3 months? Well, no, I can. That's why I'm on top of this right now. And like I said, we've only scratched the surface of gold's potential. Ellis made gold on one of its largest historical run, energy crisis sparked by the conflict. Do we have that now? Do we have an overseas conflict right now? I think we got one developing. Federal Reserve fighting inflation. All these unions get these raises. You don't think that's going to create inflation? How about lack of faith in people being able to pay their bills in the economy? It's there. Does any of that sound familiar? Absolutely it does. Look at the news. Global energy crisis. Billions, millions in darkness. People take chances. The dollar under threat. The pivotal week is coming. This is it. It's all happening again. I say it showed that same research last year to get started in December. In that presentation, I said gold is headed to 2,700. All you had to do is look at the Wall Street Journal last week, 2,708. Well, folks, you heard what I said about gold tonight. Here's the gold story. Ding, ding, ding. There we go. Like the 72,000, people thought the run was over when it was just getting warmed up. It is not a 6-month thing or 5-month thing. It's a yearly thing when it's in a run like this. That's where we are right now. My previous talks about gold, if you listen to me, I saw somebody poke here, Tom, from that presentation you gave, I'm up 33% year to date. That's a nice thing to say. Thank you, Todd. Now, it's capitalized. We're getting started here in October. Super Cycle's ready. You can join my Precious Metals Plus. It's got a plus behind it. This service to a very small group of people. Today, we're opening up a brand new 50 slots for a night's 10 Ds. We're not going to wait. We're not going to let things drag. Now's the time to diversify into precious metals. Our plan maximizes opportunities in Precious Metals Plus with the bonus of this portfolio of small stocks. Income and directional opportunities are back. Our goal is to average $2 return for every dollar of risk. Our accuracy is 80%. Maximum exposure is about 300 a contract. What I tell people, look at a few of our early members had to say. David said, when I talk gold, it's some of the most useful education you'll ever get. I guess I've got the experience of all these years. I share things you won't get out of textbooks. Or Rhonda said, learning, but she's getting there. Or Laura, 3,584 practice already with what she's learned from what I've told her. She listens to what I say when I have these kind of presentations, these moments at night when we do it. Now, these 50 slots will go fast. I don't expect it to last long. 6-month special, $497. You get 1 month free. That gets you going. And guess what? You can join for the lifetimes tonight for $14.97. Special founders discount. Tomorrow morning at 10:30, we'll get going. All the new members will be there with me for Precious Metals Plus. We'll get to the questions. Let me ask you a few. If you agree with what I've talked about tonight, what would stop you from getting involved? Roger said he's just spent a couple of days with me. He said, Tom, the things we learn for you, they don't teach in school. No, because I've been to the school of hard knocks. Get involved. Let's take that experience, let it be used by you to increase your odds in precious metals. Here's a question. Given the choice of driving a race car or a Model T, which one you want to be in? Now, here's the real secret behind the precious metal complex. Silver's up 9% last month and soaring. I'm trading silver tonight. Gold's up 3%. Time to get signed up. Give me 50 people that want to maximize this exposure at dtitrader.com/precious or call 904-416-1776. The slots are open. We've dropped the link and I'll answer anybody's questions. Again, I've got 5 small price stocks. I'm taking these 5 stocks. I'm going to bury them in my IRA to give it that special kick here at the end of the year. Pretty excited. So, any other questions? You know when we start. We start tomorrow. The kickoff is tomorrow. Gotta love it. Gold. I want everybody to be saying everything's gold. You don't have to trade gold all the time, but when it's ready, you can be part of what we're doing. This is Precious Metals Plus, which includes the portfolio organization and able to take advantage. That's the way it'll be. Any other questions? What do you think? Yes, we'll meet for this class at 10:30. Thanks, Rochelle. Thank you. Boy, oh boy, I think I struck a chord with people tonight. I think people are ready to ride that golden go. Sue, I will tell you the way it works. There will be a maximum penetration of the opportunities that are available. Okay? James just joined for a lifetime. Thank you, James. Okay? I'm going to maximize this. We're going to squeeze it. We're going to take advantage of it. Go back to that slide of hotties and look at what I'm talking about. You've got to be part of this. Don't sit there on the sidelines. Not tonight. Be part. Let's do it. Buck says I'm a VIP member. I'll be there tomorrow. Time to get signed up right now. Now, when you sign up, and I want you to be thinking about this question, because I'm going to ask it the first thing tomorrow. What is your expectation between now and the end of the year in precious metals? And we'll talk about that first of all, okay? And the reason I'm going to do that is because I'm going to combine 3 parts of this program that makes it very unique. There'll be an income part. That's a weekly thing. There'll be a speculative part. Then there'll be the small stock portfolio part. So 3 parts I'll cover tomorrow. Write those down. Make sure you're part of this, and we'll get it. Thank you, Mary Ann. Thank you, Frank. Thanks, James. Get on board. I don't know how many spots are left, but people are responding. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. There's only 50 that we're going to take. That way, if you listen to me tonight and you're part of it, you'll be able to get that gold ornament on your Christmas tree. That's our goal, right? I was just thinking about that tonight. Pretty cool stuff. I want to go back before I leave and look at the hotties list. Let's go back. I forget what slide that was. I just want to show that to you one more time because it got my eyes. It opened my eyes. Just how valuable a night like this can be. Okay? This is now. There, no, that's how good I am when I'm like this, okay? Let me go back. Let me go back. Let me go back. Let me see if I can find those hotties. Somewhere in here.
You passed them up, T-Buzz.
I did pass it up.
Yep.
Let's go see if I can find them. You remember what slide it was? The reason I want to bring it up
Right there.
here.
Right. You passed it up.
There it is, right there. Man, you ought to have that in bold print. That's why I missed it. Don't focus on the staples. That's the ones that we talked about last year. Don't focus on the left-hand side. I want you to focus on the right-hand side. Everybody see those? We have a feature inside the roadmap called the 5-star feature, okay? And I went through it and I put it through there. That's one test I did tonight, okay? But there's a lot of those stocks right there that are really going to perform well going forward. And we'll talk about that tomorrow. That's what I wanted to show you, those slides where you have the names. All right, let me get down to the end. Any questions? 3 parts tomorrow. Precious Metals Plus. Oh, man, look at that. Man, I was hot. Gold and everything golden. Look at that. That's the real deal, folks. It's that time. Happening again. Leg 2. Leg 2. Laid out, great plan. Let's execute it. There it is right there. 6-month special, $497. And the lifetime version right there. Tomorrow morning at 10:30. There it is. Got any questions? Call 904. Yeah, we'll make sure that the new people get it and are part of it. All right, any last minute questions for me? I'm going to wrap it up. Sue says she's joining. Okay, all right. Thank you. All right, folks. As I always say, I'll see you on the flip side. Do not forget to join YouTube. Only people that join YouTube will get an invitation to the unemployment report. Let's get started, have some fun. Thank you.